Tonight on News 5 Live, police sweep in Belize City leaves 2 injured. New senator chosen to represent the NGO community. Belizean Caye being promoted as its own island nation. And Caye celebrates its all-female Marimba band. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Las tradiciones son atemporales, pero mantenerse al día es necesario. DigiWallet me permitirá hacer todas mis compras favoritas. Es fácil y seguro. Solo es agregar dinero a mi DigiWallet y ya puedo irme de compras en mis tiendas locales favoritas. Oye tú, a mi familia le encanta. A mí también. Es nuestra nueva tradición. DigiWallet, próximamente.
Are you looking for the right product to keep your family and your home safe? Then Spark Alcohol is exactly what you've been looking for. It prevents the spread of many diseases. It's also fast-drying, safe, and conveniently packaged in a spray bottle. Protect your family and your home with Spark Alcohol. Exclusively distributed by Unitex Company Limited.
Your life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank Contactless MasterCard Debit Card. Introducing our Standard Debit and MasterCard Platinum Debit Cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
Bundle the fastest, most reliable, unlimited broadband in Belize with your prepaid or postpaid mobile plan or Netflix. You can bundle your broadband with your prepaid and enjoy 50% off all national calls, plus get SMS and data. Paid plans? Then bundle with any speed and pay only $25 extra monthly to enjoy unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 500 minutes, plus 6,300 megabytes of data. Stream unlimited HD movies and TV shows with our broadband, plus the Netflix add-on for only $30 monthly, and enjoy streaming on your laptop, TV, phone, or tablet. Visit a smart showroom near you to sign up or upgrade to the bundle that's right for you. Smart, bringing people together.
Do people actually hear from God? Are there really angels and demons? Okay, now that's just unbelievable. In our next series, we're going beyond the Google search and facing the tough questions. It's time to take on the skeptic and eliminate the doubt. From inconceivable to unimaginable, we're talking about the Bible's most unbelievable truths. Every second of this series will be worth your while. Believe it or not.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, March 11th. I am Sabrina Daly. A crackdown by as many as 2 specialized teams of police officers at the home of Brandon and Hubert Baptist on Police Street Extension in Belize City Thursday evening resulted in utter chaos when gunfire erupted inside the property. The Baptist brothers are well-known members of the BLC gang and, notwithstanding their involvement with the Leadership Intervention Unit, were subject of an operation during which their homes were raided. Siblings Earl and Herbert were shot, with non-lethal rounds that left them both bloodied and in need of medical attention. Despite their injuries, the men, along with several others, were all rounded up and detained at the Queen Street police station. This morning, reporter Isani Cayetano ventured into the neighborhood and spoke with residents.
When law enforcement officers descended on the Baptist residence on Thursday evening, they did so with extreme violence of action. Multiple shots were fired, civilians were manhandled, and most of all, they seemingly could not be bothered that children were present at the time of the sweep. It all played out before a network of surveillance cameras that were rigged up across the property.
I see 2 full police truck and a speed. Those I'm not even sure who are in the truck. I can say the brakes, hold up everybody, tell everybody freeze. We are Belizean. If we see 2 car and a speed, we will run. Everybody will run, so everybody run. So I stay up on the veranda because then that no really have nothing to do with me or anything because I'm a female.
Earl Baptist was the first person sought in the raid. His girlfriend, who spoke with us off camera, described the ordeal, as well as the mayhem that ensued when a barrage of gunshots was let loose at the premises.
When I hear the gunshot, that then I run, but I don't run in at this yard, I run in at the neighbor's yard because I may feel a back there in at the neighbor's yard. But when I run back in at the neighbor's yard, I see that they have my gentleman stand up and I see blood they run down his hand. So when I see the blood, that then I scream out and I run back in our yard and I gone back there. He got injured because the police shoot her.
Earlier this week, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams indicated that a number of operations would be carried out in the days ahead, resulting from a spate of gang-related violence that has once again taken hold of Belize City.
We cannot continue to work with terrorists. You behave like terrorists, then you must be treated as one. And that is the message that I will say to them now, and instructions have been given to the operations unit to ensure they go out and execute as we have planned.
Perhaps the strike on Police Street Extension, much to Denise Flowers' chagrin, was the first of several operations in which the Belize Police Department is cracking down on active gang members.
I have no problem for the police, they do their job, But that way how they do their job. Then just can't come and beat up our people picnic like that. One day you're getting enough because Baptists, they are changing their life. Baptists are changing their life. They boy there, they are in peace, they boy in their yard. No, they do nothing. But to me, it look like the police, they not like see peace.
According to members of the family, they were all gathered inside the yard celebrating a birthday and weren't bothering anyone when they were targeted. Like his younger sibling, Hubert Baptist was also shot with a non-lethal round at close range amid the chaos. Once again, there is public outrage surrounding the use of unnecessary force.
When Hubert come out, I stand up right there. When Hubert they tell her, one of the carry my brother far. No questions asked, that was one gunshot, pow. One pepper spray, the young lady with her birthday, the pepper spray she and the mother. Okay, gunpowder end up gone in my mouth and thing, and then after that I scream out and I tell her one Hubert get shot. Nobody assist he our the police would have pick up he by his shirt and fling he behind the truck. No assistance, no own.
The area in Lake Independence that was the focus of yesterday's operation is described as a territory of the Bacalan's Crips. Prominent members of that gang have been featured extensively for their work with the Leadership Intervention Unit and the mediation sessions that have been organized to bring feuding gangs to armistice.
It cannot be that you try to take us for a ride or believe that you can come to mediation or be a part of a program during the day and at night to become a gunman. It cannot work, and at the end of the day, we must ensure that we continue to deal with those young men or gang members who wish to terrorize the people of the city.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
Late this evening, police formally charged 20-year-old Earl Baptist for the murder of Leslie Gillett in Barrelboom a few weeks ago. Gillett was gunned down inside his place of business, Matilda's Mini Mart. It is believed that his murder was in relation for the gangland execution of Aaron Baptist in Barrelboom several years ago. Oceania Vice President Janelle Chanona will succeed parliamentarian Osmani Salas in the upper house as the next NGO Senator. That change will come into effect as early as the next sitting of the House. Senator Salas tendered his resignation recently, prompting the NGO community to seek a replacement. When the call was made for interested candidates to come forward, the former journalist turned environmentalist submitted her name, along with Dr. Charmaine Saunders. A subsequent vote saw Chanona emerging victorious. This afternoon, Chanona spoke with the media and shared with us what the new position means to her in the context of advocating on behalf of the NGO community.
Ever since Senator Salas gave his notice of resignation, the NGO community has been thinking and working towards identifying a replacement. The nomination process concluded late last week. I was nominated by the Belize Audubon Society, National Garifuna Council, and the Belize Tourism Industry Association. And I accepted that those nominations late last week, and after the long holiday, reached out to the members to talk about where I'd like to see the BNN move forward. And that's been an exciting process in and of itself. I think it shows the staunch commitment of the NGO community to conduct its role in governance and democracy overall. There were lots of voting and polling before today to identify who the organizations would support, and then today was the ultimate polling, and you had the result earlier. So I think it's just, again, the NGO community showing its commitment to strengthening governance and playing its role after so many have struggled and agitated and advocated for the 13th senator, that we're honoring that with a commitment to making sure that the NGO voice is amplified in the Senate.
With Chanona's pending appointment to the upper house, there are now 10 women in the National Assembly. Chanona says her selection was not based on gender, but is a welcome addition to the House in terms of women's representation in national leadership.
Saunders and I were the two that responded to the call when the community said who will stand and be counted. So that's a cause. It worked out that it was two women, but certainly I don't think any of us expected to be supported just on the virtue of being women. It was that we were asking the community to support the best person that was putting themselves forward so that the community could make a decision there. But certainly I was heartened by the fact that regardless of how the pendulum swung today, that the Senate would have gained additional female representation.
Coming up, have you ever thought about starting your own country? Some investors did, and they set it up right in Belize. Paul Lopez has the strange tale of Islandia when we return.
Hello friends, this is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "But we also joy in God through our Lord Jesus Christ, by whom we have now received the atonement." The word atonement is a word used only one time in the New Testament, but many times in the Old Testament. But the entire Christian faith hinges upon it. The word means a covering and describes what God does with our sins when by faith we come to Him. He covers them with His blood. The great preacher Dr. R.G. Lee once said that as he and Mel Trotter and F.B. Meyer were walking across a burned prairie, they came to a dead bird with its wings outstretched, and as they turned the bird over, 4 little birds opened their mouths for something to eat. Suddenly they realized that the mother bird had saved the baby birds' lives by spreading her wings over them and protecting them from the blazes of the burning prairie fire. Dr. Meyer turned to R.G. Lee and said, "Lee, that is what Christ did for me when He died on the cross of Calvary. He covered my sin debt by dying in my stead." That is exactly what the atonement means, but so often men try to cover or conceal their own sins through the efforts of their own, only to find that he that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy. Blessed, happy, fortunate, to be envied is he who has forgiveness of his transgressions, whose sin is covered. How can you reject life's greatest gift?
Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Digi, the premier name in voice and data, is also the country's leading provider of innovative services and solutions for small business and enterprise. At Digi Business, we offer solutions, tools, and applications to support your business needs. Reduce costs, improve efficiency, and excel in a changing world where no idea is too big and no task is too small. From technology advising to design implementation and management, our team of qualified solution sales and specialists can develop a reliable and robust infrastructure, allowing you to spend more time on what matters most, your business. Visit us online to explore how DigiBusiness innovative products and solutions can help your business reduce costs and improve efficiency.
Jackie, let's go for ice cream. And remember, if your mom hear about this, Amy will get her share too. Hey, Jack. How about you and Uncle Jay pair a little game?
No, Uncle, I don't like your games.
Well, that means I'll have to start playing with little Amy then.
No, not Amy. I'll play with you.
That's my baby girl.
Sexual violence against children can cause lifelong harm and suffering, which may often be hidden. Too many survivors of sexual violence are re-victimized, even by the very people who are supposed to love and protect them. The restrictions put into effect during the COVID-19 pandemic made it even more challenging for people to report acts of sexual violence. It is never too late to speak up and to seek help you or a loved one may need. Sexual violence may breed a vicious cycle of domestic violence, and its effects can span generations. Girls who experience sexual violence as children are also at higher risk of staying in situations of domestic violence. Belize will not be safe until its women are safe. Secure Belize.
Prime Minister John Briceño was today granted an honorary doctorate by Kunshan University in Taiwan, where he is currently wrapping up a state visit. Taiwanese Vice President Lai Ching-te accompanied PM Briceño and his delegation to Taiwan, where he was given the distinction. Earlier this week, PM Briceño was awarded the Order of Propitious Clouds with Special Grand Cordon by Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen for his role in advancing mutual ties over the years. Upon welcoming Prime Minister Briceño to Taiwan earlier this week, President Tsai referred to the PM as a dear friend from afar. The Prime Minister last visited Taiwan in 2006 when he was Deputy Prime Minister under the Musa administration. Belize is currently one of 14 remaining diplomatic allies of Taiwan. With only a couple of weeks left, the race towards the UDP's leadership convention to be held on March 27th continues. Leader of the opposition and UDP party leader candidate Shine Barrow declined to comment today, saying he is once more on the campaign trail. On Thursday, he was in Corozal visiting delegates alongside area representative Ugo Pat and UDP Corozal Southeast caretaker Tony Herrera. On Wednesday, Barrow and his campaign team met with members of the party's Fort George executive. Today, they were on the move in the Cayo district. Tracy Tager-Panton, the second party leader candidate, had her campaign temporarily halted due to the sudden passing of her husband, attorney and UDP stalwart Hubert Panton. Tracy Panton told News 5 the family took the ashes of her husband to its final resting place today. A small Belizean Caye has been featured in international news this week, but not as an eco-destination or playground for the rich and famous. This time, it seems a piece of Belize is being touted as the world's newest nation, complete with a flag, national anthem, national day, and even its own prince and prime minister. The investors, a group called Let's Buy an Island, says they completed the purchase of Coffee Caye through crowdfunding right before the pandemic. The team led its first trip to the island in late 2021. Now, if all of this seems a bit far-fetched for you, the concept of a micronation is not new. Several have been established across the globe, although they are not officially recognized states. The investors are now calling Coffee Caye the Principality of Islandia. And while it appears to simply be a unique marketing strategy to attract capital, Islandia has already pulled in almost 100 investors and 249 people who consider themselves citizens. And they are reportedly aiming for 5,000 citizens in the near future. News 5's Paul Lopez takes a closer look at this surprising coastal development.
Imagine buying an island off the coast of Belize to establish your own sovereign state. That is exactly what Marshall Myers, or as he is known on the island, Royal Highness Prince Regent Marshall Myers, envisioned when he and a group of investors purchased Coffee Caye off the coast of Belize. Is this really just a marketing strategy or a real-life fantasy for anyone wishing to free themselves of the rules of a truly recognized state by establishing one's own structure of governance? Or is it something more? Known as the Principality of Islandia, located some 15 minutes off the coast of Belize City, the island already has a prince, an elected prime minister, its own national day, national anthem, and an Islandia flag. The micronation concept is not new. History tells the tales of the Republic of Rose Island off the coast of Italy and many like it. Built by Giorgio Rosa in the late 1960s, the Republic of Rose Island operated for approximately 55 days before it was overthrown and demolished by the Italian government. Much like the Principal of Islandia off the coast of Belize, the Republic of Rose Island had its own national day. But as a much more developed micronation, Rose Island was equipped with a restaurant, a bar, a nightclub, and even a post office. The concept caught on, and people were lining up to become citizens of this micronation. But when the government of Italy viewed it as a ploy to avoid national taxation, they quickly moved to take over. Off Belize, the Principality of Islandia is being dubbed the micronation experiment by its citizens. Their website says the plan is to use the island paradise to forward their own ideals of democracy, inclusion, and sustainability. But they say they intend to do this in a manner that is in keeping with and enhances the laws of their host nation, in this case, Belize. The citizens of Islandia are said to be comprised of its investors, customers, and supporters from around the globe. The website offers potential citizens an opportunity to purchase citizenship for $20, which comes with an EID to prove your citizenship. They are also working on producing their own driver's license and passport for citizens. To its citizens, The idea is really for amusement, a tongue in the cheek. And many of the investors in the island are said to be simply elated to own a piece of paradise. Belize, after all, is an officially recognized sovereign state. It already has an established system of governance, its own military, police force, as well as its own national tax regime. Any proposed development within the nation's boundaries would have to adhere to the laws that govern Belize and its resources. But as a destination within the local and regional tourism industry, there may just be a place for the Principality of Islandia. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
News 5 reached out to the BTB for comment, and they told us they are still gathering information on Islandia. After the break, Apamo urges Belizeans not to overhunt some of their favorite wild games to protect the species. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
And I'm 38 years old. I am married and I have a 9-year-old daughter. I do everything that you do, it's just in a different way. I work here at the 501 Hub, it's a restaurant. My job mainly is to answer the phone, to make reservations. The challenges that I usually meet every day are numberless. But the one that I face mostly are transportation. Like if I'm in the bus, my husband is holding me already, and there's someone sitting right there. And then we will say, "Miss, can I please have the seat?" And she said, "No, you need to find another seat. I am sitting here." "But miss, you have space." That's my bag there. I have experiences like that. That, to me, is real discrimination. People need to understand that we have the same rights as them. My philosophy in life is that you treat and you do to others the way you want people to do to you or to your children or family.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
I am proud to be a Belizean.
I've always enjoyed the different flavors of my country. Every nook and cranny has its own unique taste.
Our history, rich with culture. We've come so far since our independence. Our flag, rivers, mountains, our people, diverse and strong.
Looking back, I am proud and honored. We must continue to preserve and conserve our culture and country for the next generation.
This is our Belize. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
La Unidad de Energía del Ministerio de Servicios Públicos, Energía, Logística y E-Gobernanza realizarán una encuesta nacional sobre el uso de la energía del 2 de febrero al 20 de mayo de 2022. La encuesta abarcará todos los sectores económicos de Belice y la información recolectada será usada para apoyar políticas energéticas y ayudar a planificar un futuro sostenible para el sector energético de Belice. Si su hogar ha sido seleccionado, un encuestador visitará su casa con una identificación. Las empresas recibirán un cuestionario en línea para completar. En ambos casos, el ministerio solicita su amable colaboración. Esta encuesta está financiada por una subvención del Fondo Mundial para el Medio Ambiente, por medio del Banco Mundial como organismo ejecutor del proyecto, dentro del proyecto de resiliencia energética para la adaptación al clima.
The global number of coronavirus cases has gone down significantly over the past month, and the severity of the sickness has also. Bloomberg News is reporting that the World Health Organization is exploring how and when to call an end to the global COVID-19 pandemic. WHO has reported that up to Thursday evening, there have been over 452 million confirmed cases of COVID. More than 6 million of those people have died as a result of the disease. But while cases have fallen in many countries and territories, fatalities have spiked in Hong Kong. This week, China reported more than 1,000 new cases each day. In Germany, the transmission rate returned to being back to near record levels. The WHO has indicated it is not rushing to declare an end to the crisis, as much as it is engaged in discussion on what conditions would eventually mark an end to the public health emergency, which was declared on January 30th, 2020. But while the WHO may still be a ways off from making that declaration, many countries have already relaxed most, if not all, of their COVID-19 regulations and have returned to life as it was pre-COVID era. The lifting of many of the COVID restrictions has paved a way for another privilege that political supporters enjoyed pre-COVID era. Today, the government's press office announced that one of the public galleries will be reopened, albeit with limited seating capacity, when the House meets on Tuesday for the budget presentation. Only 24 members of the public will be allowed entry, provided these persons can show they are fully vaccinated and can provide valid identification cards. They are also prohibited from bringing in a long list of items such as guns, explosives, knives of any kind, bottles, caps, umbrellas, pens, keys, handbags, notebooks, sunshades, cosmetics, cigarettes, or lighters. Gallery visitors must also not wear sleeveless blouses, short pants, or slippers. Whoever is lucky enough to get inside on a first-come, first-served basis will also be required to adhere to the 6 feet physical distancing and to properly sanitize their hands and wear face masks for the duration of their stay inside the National Assembly building. 7 students from Belize High School are joining their counterparts from around this hemisphere for this year's HACIA Democracy Summit. HACIA is a youth simulation of the Organization of American States, OAS. The event, founded by Harvard University, gives students the opportunity to discuss real-world events and to learn parliamentary procedures. Held virtually again this year due to the pandemic, during the opening ceremonies today, featured the former president of Peru, Francisco Sagasti. Countries being represented at HACIA this year include Belize, Nicaragua, Honduras, Panama, Brazil, Guatemala, and the United States. This is the 9th year Belize high school students have practiced their debating skills and presented on issues of global importance to young people. Representing BHS this year are Lucia Sanchez, Noah Beaumont, Daniel Sharp, Tristan Bradley, Roxanne Medina, Annie Nunes, and Nathan Sharp. Some Belizeans have reportedly been engaged in wide-scale commercial hunting of iguanas and hickory, species that are endangered and on the brink of extinction. The Association of Protected Areas Management Organization announced today it is concerned about this happening and that some individuals are uploading this to social media. APAMO reminds everyone the closed season for hunting iguanas is from the 1st of February to the 30th of June each year. The freshwater turtle is protected under the Fisheries Act with a closed hunting season from the 1st of May to the 31st of May. Furthermore, under the Act, individuals are prohibited from having more than 3 turtles at any one time. APAMA warns that the overhunting and hunting of these species during the closed season will cause a drastic decline of the wildlife population. Witnesses to any such illegal activities can contact the Forest Department. Just ahead, they gathered outside their workplace, but say it was not a sign of protest, simply a show of solidarity. The event at the DFC coming up. But first, here is a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
Not all forests are the same. While some forests need a hands-off approach, others need fire for natural regrowth or need to be actively managed for harvesting and renewal. Forests are a vital source of life and livelihood, yet we are losing them. The Caye Biodiversity Areas project is promoting sustainable forest management as an important forest solution. These are smart management practices that allow us to still benefit when we take less, leave more, and manage forest threats. Armed with long-term forest licenses, our timber production can be legally and responsibly harvested. Local community forest groups and Belizean corporations have adopted sustainable harvesting practices, continue to invest thousands in research, develop and comply with approved management plans, harvest only a limited number of mature trees, and do so with the least impact on forests. Care for our forests. Learn more by contacting the Forest Department at 822-1524 or find us on Facebook. A message from the Forest Department through the Caye Biodiversity Areas project.
The ministry is collaborating with SpeedNet Communications to have a vaccination campaign for children ages 12 to 17 years. Children who get vaccinated will get a chance to win fabulous prizes, including backpacks with supplies, Nintendo Switch, tablets, book tuitions, and MiFi with 3 months data. Only children 12 to 17 years old can participate in this smart and Ministry of Health and Wellness raffle. At vaccination sites, each vaccinated child, upon being vaccinated, will receive a ticket to place their name, age, date of birth, BHIS number, and contact information on, which will be filled out by a parent or legal guardian. The sooner a person vaccinates, the more chances he or she will have to win. Get vaccinated, Belize! Vaccination saves lives.
Applying for a Social Security sickness benefit? Here's what you need to know. A complete claims package includes 1. Sickness claim form fully completed by the claimant and medical doctor. 2. Salaries record form completed by the employer or HR representative. 3. Proof of bank account such as bank book, online banking, or statement displaying your name and account number. To submit via email, you need to take a clear photo or scan of the documents and email to claims@socialsecurity.org.bz. Be sure to include your full name, social security number, and benefit type in the subject line of the email. Or you can drop off all completed forms into the Dropbox slot at the nearest branch office. Deadline to submit is 14 days from your first day of illness. All forms are available on the website at www.socialsecurity.org.bz. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
We all know the importance of running water and proper drainage in your home. That's why we rely on a fully functional plumbing system. At Belize, we have all the plumbing supplies and accessories you need. Our pipes, fittings, valves, and adapters are made from durable quality materials. Remember to wash your hands with clean running water from your faucet. We have kitchen and bathroom faucets in various styles and finishes. Whether for installation or maintenance, make sure to use recommended PVC cleaner, solvent, and Teflon tape to fix or prevent leaks. We also have the tools to get the job done. For all your residential, commercial, or industrial plumbing needs, shop at Benny's. Celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
A man is dead after the tractor he was driving fell on top of him. The incident happened on Thursday evening in the Cayo district. Police say that sometime around 3:30, 27-year-old Alexander Hernandez, a Salvadoran, was driving a tractor down a hill with a trailer in tow on a farm in the Valley of Peace community. Two of Hernandez's colleagues reported to police that he lost control of the tractor, which turned over and fell on top of him, killing him. Police have recovered 3 unlicensed guns stashed away in public spaces, 2 of them in San Pedro town. Police conducted searches at around 10 on Wednesday in the DFC area and found a loaded 9mm pistol. No one was in the area. The next night, police searched an abandoned lot in the San Pedrito area and found another 9mm handgun in some mangroves. On Thursday morning, police in Esperanza Village, Cayo, searched an open area where they found yet another loaded 9mm pistol. In all cases, police did not see anyone in the area and labeled the guns as found property. Today, staff members of the Development Finance Corporation used their lunch breaks to stage what appeared to be a protest. Videos sent to News 5 from the DFC's Belize City branch and Belmopan branch show employees in front of their respective buildings dressed in black and singing songs of solidarity. The action reportedly stems from their opposition to a proposed 10% reduction in salaries, as well as a proposed cut in their vacation leaves and benefits. The Christian Workers Union has been negotiating on behalf of its members at DFC for the past 8 months. But despite numerous proposals and counter-proposals on the issues at hand, common ground has not yet been reached. Pablo Kawich, the chief shop steward for CWU at DFC, told News 5 this afternoon, quote, "We are not protesting. We held an activity to motivate ourselves to continue working hard and to remind us that nothing can happen without the labor force, and we are stronger together and need to be united," unquote. During a press conference in February, President of the Christian Workers Union, Evan Mose-Hyde, brought the DFC issue to light, but only briefly in a general statement about all the matters the union is dealing with.
We serve 12 units, Belize. We serve, at this present time, we have multiple CBA negotiations that we are a part of. We have multiple units that have outstanding issues that we have to deal with. From members that are part of the citrus industry, to our brothers and sisters of the respective city councils, both in Belize City and Belmopan, professional workers of Social Security Board, DFC, which finds itself right now at this point in time being faced with a management decision that wants the wages to be cut by 10%. These are all a significant part of our daily realities.
We continue to follow. Up next on this week's Bright Side, breaking the bias in Caye. Stay tuned.
In these trying times, Smart is here to lessen the burden. Smart's reduced roaming rates save you while traveling. Calls back home are a low 35 cents per minute when visiting Canada, the US, and Mexico, or pay as low as 50 cents for calls when visiting countries in the Caribbean, Central, and South America. For the month of February and March, enjoy an unbelievable low rate of 30 cents per megabyte when roaming with mobile data in Canada, the US, Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean. Whether you are a business traveler, studying abroad, visiting loved ones, or just traveling for pleasure, Smart's new roaming rates have got you covered. Roaming in China, Europe, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean is as low as the cost of making a local call. It's that low. Smart's roaming coverage continues to grow, so you can also enjoy affordable roaming rates in several destinations across the globe. For more information on rates to other countries, visit our website or call 1090 for more details before you travel. Smart, bringing people together.
Connecting people. Creating memories.
Hey guys, so here we are at the Glaze Out Kitchen. I just prepared this amazing broccoli.
Sharing a smile. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
What is the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine? The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is an RNA vaccine that triggers our immune system to develop antibodies against the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19. It helps to reduce hospitalization, severity of the disease, and death. What is the Pfizer vaccine made of, and is it safe? The Pfizer vaccine is made up of mRNA messenger ribonucleic acid, which are molecules that carry the genetic information needed to make proteins, lipid, salts, and sugar. It is safe for persons 12 years and older and does not contain the COVID-19 virus, hence cannot cause infection. Tests have shown that the vaccine is effective against current virus variants. Who should take the Pfizer vaccine? The Pfizer vaccine should be taken by persons 12 years of age and older who do not have severe allergic reaction after a previous dose of vaccine or have not had severe allergic reaction to any ingredient of this vaccine. 2 doses of the vaccine are required 3 weeks apart. If you are between the ages of 12 and 17 years, you are required to present a signed consent form before you are vaccinated. What are the side effects of the Pfizer vaccine? Some common side effects of the Pfizer vaccine are headache, fatigue, muscle pain, fever, chills, and swelling at the injection site. If side effects persist, contact your doctor as soon as possible. Does the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine prevent infection and transmission? No, vaccination alone does not prevent infection and transmission. We are still required to continue to wear masks properly, physically distance, wash and sanitize hands often, practice proper coughing and sneezing hygiene, and avoid crowds.
Where the Belize border meets Guatemala, the town of Benque Viejo del Carmen is using traditional music to create wider inclusion and encourage young women to make their contributions to a previously male-dominated performance art. Earlier this week on International Women's Day, the Benque Viejo House of Culture invited the Bright Side to meet Belize's first ever all-female marimba band. And what a musical treat it was. The origins of marimba can be traced as far back as Africa. Through enslaved Africans, the sound of marimba music has taken on different forms of identities as it traveled in different parts of Central America. Here in Banca Viejo del Carmen, marimba is the heart of the culture.
It's a momentous occasion because this is the first time that we have an all-girls band with support of other artists in the community. But for us, this is a way of saying we are breaking the bias because marimba is highly dominated by men.
I think it just shows that we talk about breaking the bias, that there really doesn't have to be one. Like those are just barriers that are placed kind of arbitrarily. And so if somebody loves playing music, why not?
Also known as the Mayan piano, the marimba is a traditional instrument that used to be played mostly by older men. It's a key component of religious events, birthdays, and weddings. A few years ago, some young men took it up, and now it's the girls' turn. While some had spaces in other bands before, this is the first all-female marimba band in Belize.
I started when I was 9 years old, and when I saw the boys playing, I said, girls can do it too. So my mom saw it and said, you girls should go and try it. So we tried it and I really liked it.
How was that received by the boys, first of all?
I think the boys would be a little bit jealous because I think the girls can do a better job, I think.
For us today, it's very important that we show our girls that we are able to do things just as equal as men. And it gives us the opportunity to also appreciate and uplift the spirits of women, that sometimes we are suffering with mental health issues and the social crisis. So this would engage them and allow them a space in the performing arts for them to showcase their abilities.
Their teacher, the founder of the first youth-centered marimba band, Ian Yakab.
Well, we know so many challenges that women are facing in our nation and internationally as well. And I think that this is a motivation of empowering them to continue for them to know that they are not alone, that they can do many things if they put it into, if they set it as goals. So we came out with this idea and we hope that out from this idea now, this continues and it grows for the better of women to have the opportunity to come to the House of Culture, learn marimba, perform.
The youngest of the performers so far is 9-year-old Caye.
I didn't know that I wanted to play the marimba until my mom showed me. And I was like, yeah, I want to play marimba.
When you say your mom showed you, does she know how to play it, or did she just show you the instrument and you said, that looks cool?
No, she didn't know how to play it, but she encouraged me to do it.
I'm very proud about my granddaughter. She easily learned how to play the marimba, being at this very young age. And we're always encourage my children, our now grandchildren, to be part of our culture, because this has to be kept alive.
A religious sister of Mount Carmel Parish says her support comes from the belief that we are all given our talents to be shared with the world.
I love everything having to do with women and her dignity and her beauty, and so I see this as a chance for we as sisters to come together and really share our talents together. And I think that it is beautiful to say that yes, we have this musical talent and we want to share it with the world. So for me, it's not derogatory to men at all that they also have that talent, but it gives us the chance to shine.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's good. I'm like, am I doing it right? Okay.
Looking on the bright side of marimba music.
I'm Sabrina Daly. The band was created through a niche grassroots program under the Benke House of Culture. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.